I'll catch up with you tomorrow. It's been fun for a chat. Good to see the market kicking
All
back.
right,
Let's hope
Fish
we
is
see
just
another
signing off, so I'm
day of
going
green
live.
to confirm that the trend has reversed and we're going back on the way up. Good on you, Yatesy. You studied all night. You're a legend. Oh, it is PivX quiz day. I totally forgot. Oh, Yatesy, why didn't you remind me at the start of the show, dude? Oh, I feel like a dick. Can we do it? We're going to have to do it tomorrow because I've already crossed it. I'll tell you what, I'll do 3 PivX tomorrow. 3 PivX.
I want to feel really bad because I have a pizza on the way, and if it gets delivered like right when I'm coming on, that's not good.
Oh, you should have reminded me earlier. I'm not blaming you, it's my fault. Tomorrow. 3 PivX. 1, 2, 3 questions. One will be bodyboarding related, one will be cryptocurrency related, and one will be Australian related. There you go. Okay? So there's your topics for tomorrow.
I'm going to match his energy, man. This guy's just...
and hit the notification.
I'm not caffeinated or anything. And I've lost my voice.
You'll be here, Yatesy. Good to see you, man. All right, cool, guys. I'm going to pass over to Bite Balls now. Go and check out Blue Collar Crypto for his first ever crypto stream. Good luck, Joseph Gunnion. Break your leg, man. Catch you all later.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Blue Collar Crypto Show. My name is Joe, better known as Dr. Biteball. And this is my first broadcast with a endorsement. So hopefully if you were watching Fish's broadcast, you're tuning in right now for the little after hours program. I had originally planned on talking about...
It's K-Dub here with another episode
I don't
of Crypto Zombie.
want to listen to K-Dub.
It's Saturday.
I need to turn that off. Okay, sorry about that. So basically, I want this to kind of be the after hours program because I've been a fan of Fish. You know, I actually don't know the guy's first name, and I need to figure out how to see the chat here. Otherwise, this show's about to be really, really lame. So, I mean, I got the group chat off to the side over there, but I guess it's going to pop up there. Okay, we got Zeb Fox subscribed, so maybe that's a viewer here. Anyway, I was originally going to talk about just kind of like a basic sort of investment strategy for 2018 going into cryptocurrency. But with all the talk on Fish's show about Biteball and wanting to ask specific questions, I almost feel kind of obligated. But I think I can tie them both in. So I'm going to start with my investment strategy for 2018. So keep in mind, I'm a pretty blue collar guy. I actually learned about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin back in, it was when Bitcoin was trading at like $250, right? And I thought it was cool. I really didn't know what it was. I got an account with Coinbase. I bought some, then I sold it a little later. Didn't think much of it. And in the summer of, I guess it was 2016, I had 7 of them, right? And Bitcoin was like, trading at $400, $500 and had that spike in June and it goes up to like 750. And I decided to cash out. I was like, yeah, okay, Bitcoin was good to me. And I just kind of forgot about it for a while until I guess like the late fall of 2016. So I took like a 3-month crypto break. And then I got into it and I really started to understand what it really was. And I said, okay, this is pretty serious. So I made a pretty quick profit during the end of 2016. And going into 2017 is when I made my initial move into the Biteball project. And okay, I really need to make another effort to see if I can see comments here because, okay. Group chat. Well, Joe, it would be a good idea if you actually knew how to use the software before you went live and made an ass of yourself. That would be helpful. So, okay. You know what? I'm going to take you guys over to screen share real quick while I try to figure this out, just so they'll have something to look at. Share. Okay. All right. So now I'm just going to take a look at my own video. And see what's going on here. Okay, I'm seeing this. I'm gonna just do a test here. Okay. Okay. I think that'll work. Yeah, maybe introduce yourself. See, that's what I need is guidance from the audience. This is going to be really helpful. First broadcast, I got, with cryptocurrency, it's so vast. You got so many ideas in your head. You really don't know where to start. And I'm one of those people who's shy until you get them talking. So questions, please, questions. Perfect. Anyway, we're going to go back to me. Hi, my actual name is Joe, 30 years old. I was born in St. Louis, Missouri, lived in St. Louis, Missouri in the States all my life. And I call this the Blue Collar Crypto Show because I think I can offer sort of a unique voice and perspective in its community. And in a way, kind of similar to what Fish is doing in that there's so many tech gurus in this space and geniuses and high intellectuals and people who are just downright confusing. When you listen to Viatek, the Ethereum guy, talking about cryptocurrency, you really understand what he's talking about. I mean, I know we like to flatter ourselves and think, oh, yeah, we just watched this 45-minute presentation on tier 2 blockchain technology from Viatek. I admit it. I don't get it. That guy has an IQ in the freaking stratosphere. And what this community needs are people like myself who are fairly intelligent people who got into cryptocurrency fairly recently and have this broad kind of layman understanding of what it is. Because I think this market just in the last 4 months saw a really big change in condition. And you know what? I'm going to move this over so I can see the chat going here. Oh, Mr. Magoo. I've never heard of the Bar Magoos. I'm not really big into that scene, but I have heard of Mr. Magoo. About Save from Fish. Hey, what's up? What's up, guys? Thanks for the likes. I appreciate it. But so as I was saying, when Bitcoin was moved above $8,000 after that news of the futures contracts with the CME and whatnot, it just kind of it represented a completely different condition in the market because it was an easy way for institutional money to get involved. And then what you saw is the inflow of all the single users coming in as well. I mean, how many users did Coinbase sign up? So that's why all the major pundits were coming out and saying it was a bubble. And that scared everyone because they were technically right, but it was a short-term bubble. It had nothing to do with the long-term sort of breakout of cryptocurrency as it immerses itself into society, right? Yeah, I mean, exactly. Yeah, I think we need to make crypto more user-friendly, easy to use to get more mainstream adoption from the public. You're absolutely right. When I got into cryptocurrency, I was scared to do anything with it. Like I bought my Bitcoin with Coinbase, and that was pretty user-friendly. And then, I learned about Poloniex was the first exchange I learned about. And I was like, wow, you're scrolling through all the coin pairings and you're seeing stuff that goes up like 75, 90, 100% in one day. And it blows your mind. You've never seen anything like it. But then when it actually came time to sending my Bitcoin to Poloniex, I was nervous. I'm sitting there like, okay, I got to copy, paste this long stream of letters and make sure that's right. Okay. And I managed to do it right, but I was like sending like little test amounts. And to this day, I'm still paranoid. If I'm ever going to send something, I'll always send like a tiny amount just to make sure. Maybe that's a little OCD, but yeah, we desperately need something to make it a little more user-friendly. Also, people who don't know about computer code are really scared of things that look like computer code. If you look at a wallet address from any cryptocurrency, it's scary. I have no clue how to program anything, and I see that stream of text, and I'm really, really intimidated. So if we could somehow make that look different, I think it would be a big step as far as like usability. Yeah, and you know what? I don't even know. Did I say my age? Yeah, 30 years old. I'm going to be 31 in May. Rocket, how old are you, man? I didn't know the old folks or the baby boomers were into cryptocurrency. Not yet, anyway. Speaking of that, I spent an entire year trying to explain to my dad what cryptocurrency was, and he is just now getting on board with it. I got him involved with Byteball. He's starting to make some profits, so that's really good. But okay, so this video is bobbing around as I'm kind of settling into the broadcast and introducing myself. But I do want to try to stay on course with the topic of the investment strategy in 2018. So Number one is recognizing the two different types of money that came into cryptocurrency. One was institutional money, and the second were people with a passing familiarity and what I would just describe as dumb money. There's people who were middle class to upper middle class investors who have something like 10 grand to 20 grand to put into something a little volatile, and they played it short term. You know, they bought it when it was 12,000. Maybe they got out when it got to 17 or 18. Maybe they got in at 18. They didn't get out at 20, and now they've been stubborn. And all throughout that range, people are getting in and out of the market and so on. But it reached a new level in society in that, you know, when it was like only 5% of people had ever heard of Bitcoin, now 50% of people have heard of Bitcoin. Now, whether or not they know what it is, not yet, but it's the first step. So Beach, the Beach Bum Investor, took me ages to make my first transfer, downloading core wallets, encrypting, backing them up. I must have made 50 copies of my Pivx wallet. Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of learning curve in this space, and there needs to be a service to make it easier. Like something like a universal, convenient crypto wallet where you can send just about any currency to it, it'll convert it automatically. And sure, you'd have to charge a fee, but I think people would be willing to pay that. You know, my dad has a friend of his, and she is in her mid-60s and decided to make an account with Coinbase and get some Bitcoin. And I was walking her through it and showing her how to do it. And, you know, no disrespect to her, but if I wasn't there, I doubt that she would ever be able to access her funds. And that needs to change. You know, cryptocurrency is a really 21st century technological thing that the newest generation is going to understand it the best. But we need to focus on making it intellectually available to the baby boomer generation and to people who just aren't tech oriented. All right, man. I appreciate the vote of confidence there, Rocket. Yeah, I've seen Exodus, but then again, to me, when you first see it, it's like, ooh, that looks intimidating. And you know, I'm pretty decent with tech. I'm not a tech guru, but I'm not intimidated by computers. I got the smartphone, you know, and so yeah. But so obviously that availability, and that also speaks testament to the need for a more comprehensive content to get the message out there. And if you look at my channel, I've made some videos already about strategies to help improve the Byteball program, because if any program has really solid fundamentals and horrible PR, it's Byteball. First of all, the lead developer of Byteball, Tony, fantastic guy. I bought my shares of Byteball not because I understood what the hell the guy was talking about, but because I looked at him and he just had an honest face. Like in many ways, he reminds me of Fish. He just looks like a guy I could trust. And, you know, when he, to get the gist of it, was saying that DAG Tech really is a solution to problems that are inherent to everything based on blockchain. And sure, that could be a little embellishment, a little hype, but I like the sound of it. So, but he's got a problem. He's a genius, probably on the order of somebody like Viatek. He is extremely knowledgeable on the technical end of things. English is not his first language. And because of these three components, he's really hard to understand. And I think he's a great guy. I mean him no disrespect, but the Byteball community needs a spokesperson and someone who can easily get the message out there with a lot of charisma in layman terms, and people who can make good content for the same thing. Byteball platform, easy enough to use. I've never tried it. Fish, definitely download the Byteball wallet. Byteball is, of all the tokens on DAG platforms, it has more features. I mean, it has conditional payments, smart contracts. They're going to have ICOs being developed on the platform. They have the a peer-to-peer payments, which is really cool. And then, of course, you can write your own web bots. And the point is to make it easier for the common folk to write a smart contract. I mean, right now, as I understand, I'm not real familiar with it, but Ethereum, you can write smart contracts, but you got to know what you're doing. And ultimately, when it comes to a smart contract for a simple contract, like say you wanted to bet on who's going to win the Super Bowl, you know, you don't want to have to open up something like a terminal window and type in code. You want it to be easy and user-friendly, and that's the ultimate goal with Byteball. But I really feel like as a project, in a lot of ways, we've been beaten by IOTA and are now really just getting passed up and beaten by, well, formerly Riblex, but now Nano, which is a really good rebranding. I mean, Nano just got listed on Binance. That's a real boon. It's already seen like a major, like pre-Binance listing pump. So you could argue that now it might actually come back down with the new listing. But still, the fact that it got to Binance in and of itself is major. Now, that could bode well for Byteball, because I've read that to get an exchange to list a DAG coin, it requires, it's not as easy for the exchange or something like that. Anyone in the comments who knows more specifics, please inform me here. But so maybe Binance could be a goal that the Byteball community could strive toward. Yeah, you know what? I've heard something about TextCoin, and that does sound like what Byteball is doing with its P2 person-to-person payments through the wallet app. Basically, I've used it, and I don't have the technical expertise to explain exactly what it's doing, but it sends you, I guess, what are the seed keys that allow you to open up the funds. It makes the funds available, and then it downloads them. It gives you the link to download the wallet and so on. If Byteball rebranded, recruited a dev community forked the 1,000 swap for a smaller unit price, and gets included on a couple more exchanges, it would quadruple. Yeah, I fully agree. There's actually a move in the Byteball community to have the price listed by megabyte instead of gigabyte. You look at the price, and right now, you know, I think it's trying to move to 700. It's having a really good day. But if it were listed megabyte, it would be excuse me, doing math in my head, 70 cents. So 1/1000th. And instead of having a million shares, when the distribution's over, it would have a billion shares. And there's an argument that that would make it more appealing, because there is this sort of negative sentiment toward already pricey cryptocurrencies. Now the price of a single share doesn't matter. It's the total market capitalization. We all know this, but dumb money doesn't know this. It's called dumb money for a reason. And I think a lot of time in this community, the dev communities have let idealism get in the way of practicality, and have been way too concerned with the technical criticism from other projects and not the perception from the community as a whole. So IOTA, for example. IOTA, I always heard rumors that the underlying tech in IOTA was shoddy, and then I heard that MIT found the issue with the code with IOTA, and I said to myself, it didn't matter, because IOTA did this sort of outreach program in the community to get the so-called dumb money and the new people involved. You go to YouTube and you type in a Tangle technology, which, by the way, is fantastic branding for an otherwise directed acyclic graph. That's confusing. DAG, that sounds weird. Tangle, that's where it's at. So they effectively branded themselves, and then they got tons of people to support the program, tons of short little YouTube videos giving layman explanations. Excuse me, guys, my pizza is here. That's my dog barking. I'll be right back. Hold on. All right, guys, I apologize about that. Boom, crawling back into my little man cave here. So So yeah, I think Byteball as a project has much more solid tech, many more features, and it's ultimately like a much better project. But people are discouraged by the higher unit price. But really, we need to take some lessons from IOTA. And that IOTA didn't seem to have the most solid project from the fundamental side, but with the PR and gaining the interest and the moving and shaking on that side, it blew up. Imagine if Byteball had that same kind of community support. So I'm also a member like the Byteball community channel on Facebook, admittedly not followed by many people, but I'm trying to get people involved with the idea of having a sort of crowdfunding to basically get an account with some money for advertising and for creating like videos and social media and so on, and really get some quality work going. Because I've been playing around with the video software Render Forest, and I can make little stuff, but really, you know, I have no background in this. But anyway, enough about Byteball for 1 second. Let's get into this investing for 2018 conversation, because a few things to note about the community. Number one, as I said before, different investors have come in and certain people have shaken out. But I think we really need to examine how the capitalization of the space is distributed. So I'm going to take you guys over to a screen share right now so I can show you what I'm talking about. All right. So now we're going to go over to everybody's favorite website, coinmarketcap.com, and look at the market cap of the space. And I'm looking for this graph right here. Percentage of total market capitalization. Now, obviously trends aren't everything, but you can see that the days of Bitcoin's plus 80% dominance are over. Bitcoin's dominance in the space has had its own, I guess, bear trend. You could say. And I see no reason why this isn't going to continue. In fact, I see no reason why it's going to be more equally distributed across the entire space. I mean, think about it. Up until about a year and a half ago, Bitcoin was the only, entry point for fiat, right? So now you have Ethereum, now you have Litecoin, now you have a Bitcoin Cash. I'm just talking about in the United States with Coinbase, but there's inevitably going to be more services that offer a direct from fiat option. So from that point, you're going to get a more equal distribution across the space, and more people are going to feel comfortable moving cryptocurrency on exchanges. It's going to be more user friendly, and so there you go. So on one hand, I think the sort of like the natural first instinct would be to just hedge your bets across like the top 5 cryptos with the highest market cap, and that's going to be the strategy a lot of the institutional money takes. But at the same time, I would almost be against that if we're saying that the space is going to have more equal distribution, because then you'd want to distribute across some choice projects in the, say, I don't know, like 70 to 30 range as far as like the top, market cap. Dark Horse kind of island community of enthusiasts growing. First page of Court and Market Cap for a long time. Market is subconsciously primed. As soon as it makes a viral impression, won't be forgotten. I'm just going to be positive and assume that you're talking about Byteball, because what else could you be talking about? Byteball is the most amazing project. You got to get some. I got a Byteball slogan. Byteball, because it's better. Don't get tangled in a web of lies. Byteball, because it's better. And so with that in mind, I want to show you guys something. I just need 1 second to press a couple buttons on the computer here, because I had been using Render Forest to make some little promotional Byteball content. Nothing real special, but I got to just get over to the page here. But it's going to give you guys the idea of the type of content, I think, the Byteball community needs, but also just really the type of content, I guess, that any type of crypto community could use anyway. So forgive me here. My internet is being really slow, but I can't. All right, so now we're going to flip over to screen share. Not yet. Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing technical difficulties. Okay. Now, there's got to be some software that just makes this a whole lot smoother, because this is just, all right. No, not that way. I really appreciate you guys bearing with me here. This is definitely my first time doing this, and as you can see, I am having a little trouble having any idea what the hell I'm doing. So, okay, now I got it figured out. You can't minimize the window and then go over to screen share. Good to know. Good to know. Okay, so this is a video I made earlier today using a render forest. All right, so you don't need to see it again. So yeah, I mean that's the type of thing I'm going for. A little bit controversial, little shots at the other projects. Don't get tangled in a web of lies. That's got some edge to it, because one, kind of trying to draw that sort of awareness in the community that Byteball is a DAG project, emphasizing it. And then making people realize that maybe Tangle, I don't know, it's like twisting their branding, I guess. Anyway, I'm going to click over here and take a look at the live chat, see what we're doing here. Yes, sir. I'm going to come back to the live chat here and just read down, take a note out of Fish's book. There is a marketing guy that started to work for Byteball. Hopefully he will make some moves soon. Yeah, I heard about that they partnered with somebody. And yeah, I thought that was great news. But, the whole premise of this crypto world is being decentralized. So, I mean, if you're a holder of Byteball or a supporter of the program and you can make your own content, why the heck not? I mean, it's there, you can do it. Why not? And that's what I'm trying to do. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of holdings in Byteball. I mean, I've done pretty well with it, but I'm not, retiring anytime soon. So, yeah, I think that's great news, and the community can help and kind of piggyback on it. What we need is for the market to start working in such a way that big correction, Bitcoin does not drag the rest of the market with it. Yeah, definitely. And I think that's already starting to happen a bit. If you notice that during this recent correction, Ethereum did not take nearly the hit, and Ripple went completely to shit. Everyone sort of expected that. Like, I had a friend of mine got into Ripple at 80 cents. It was $3, and I told him to sell. He didn't. He still has it. I feel sorry for the guy. At least scalp your profits. Don't dump the whole bag when it goes up. But come on, man, be reasonable. But yeah. If there's more entry points into crypto, then Bitcoin dumping is less likely to affect the rest of the market. I mean, it's still going to be a while before Bitcoin can move and anything that resembles independence of the rest of the market. But the influence is going to dial down. And I think that trend is just going to continue. Why not link bite ball to baseball, show batters hitting home runs? You know, that's a good idea. As far as like imagery, I always thought it would be cool to see like an animated bite ball logo rolling down the hill and breaking a blockchain, or rolling down a hill and crushing the Bitcoin logo or something like that. But you know, I always said, you know, given the bear market we saw in the bite ball community, now that our bite balls have dropped, it's time to man up. And it is. Let's man up, guys. Let's get this community going. Or maybe some type of oral accident. I don't know about the oral accident. That's not positive enough. Join the Slack and ask for a grant. That's really a great idea. I'd have to figure out how to do that, and I guess I have some incentive now. But no, I have the Slack on my phone. It actually annoys the hell out of me because the notification sounds the same as a text message. So I think I'm getting like, you know, 1,000 texts a day when the Slack starts heating up. So anyway, if you guys don't mind, I am just gonna eat a piece of this pizza and wait for you guys to ask some more questions in the chat about me. Anything you want to know? Let's hear it. Yeah, I figured you were kidding, you know, but you never know. This is the internet, so like I try to take everyone seriously and be respectful. I'm not going to sit up here and go, all right, mate, that's a bloody awful idea. You honestly think calling it dental accident's going to work? Our pizza. It's got to be some of the most unhealthy shit, but it tastes so damn good. So why not? Let's take a look here. Yeah, exactly. The more independent fiat gateways. I mean, the cool thing about the Byteball wallet is, you know, it's really unfortunate is I'm doing this broadcast from a Chromebook, and I don't think I can get the Byteball app, or I do a screen share and just give you guys a tour of it. You know what? What the hell? Let's give it a try. Just go back to the application window, share. Yeah. All right. Hey, thanks, Fish, for the shout out. I appreciate it. You know, I tune into your show every day, and I might make this after hours broadcast a regular thing. Hopefully, I can get the. I'm gonna try to get the content a little more organized. Kind of have like a little, not a script per se, but like a little guideline of what I'd like to talk about. Of course, answering questions, just keeping the conversation going. So but here. So all right, we were going to take a look and see if we can download them. I'm going to try to download the Byteball wallet on a Chromebook, and might not be possible, but it's worth a shot. We can take a look. Get Byteball wallet. I want to try Android. I just got this thing, and it's gonna be really obvious that I really don't know because it runs all the Android apps. I just should have known that. Okay, now I'm gonna try to come back and do the screen share where you guys can see that, unless it was already there, and then I'm just wasting your time. Either way. No, that's not the Byteball wallet. That's the image of the Byteball wallet in the web browser. That's not what we were trying to do. Is it possible? Oh, there we go. Okay, so Byteball. Now, the first cool feature of this is when you get some bytes, it has a little readout here that shows you how much they're worth in dollars. Now, that feature really isn't important. It's a bells and whistles thing, but it's certainly kind of cool. There's your little barcode like every other one of them. And at the convenient button, you can share your address. There's people I know, girlfriend, business colleague, chess player, guy I work with. So, yeah. You know, in hindsight, probably shouldn't like broadcast people's first and last names, but I'm going to trust my audience of 5 to not be sharing their information. But anyway, guys, I got to be honest. I'm really hungry, and I don't want this pizza to get cold. And I'm going to come online tomorrow, and hopefully, have some better content. I encourage you to check out some of my other videos. A little philosophical rambling about the nature of intrinsic value, as well as a little more about Byteball, and just kind of be part of the Blue Collar Crypto show. One more look at the comments here, and then I'll sign out. Some like box mining agenda topics and big focus. You know what, guys? If you guys are having a conversation here, what I'm going to do is just I'm just going to turn it back over to screen share. And keep it going. And when I'm done eating, if you guys are still around, I'll be back. Why not? And hey, I can answer questions. So right here, this is where Richard Hart was pumping Byteball. Y'all don't believe me. So you thought I was going to be quiet and eat that pizza. No, I'm going to tell you how Richard Hart is pumping Byteball. You see right here, this is a 5-point Elliott wave, and it corresponds to the beginning of the initial breakout from the all-time low. 5-point, right? Now, the trick with Elliott waves is you got to know, like, you got to look at what perspective you're looking at it from, and it's not an exact science. So when I first was graphing this one, I was on the weekly chart, and it's a little more clear in that you can see that there was like an initial breakout, subsequent correction, another breakout, subsequent correction. But you take it to the daily chart, and you can see the pattern really playing out a little more clearly. Now, Elliott waves follow this pattern of when it's a bull market going up in like a 5-point little pattern, and then coming down in the 3-point. And I'm going to draw some rays to demonstrate how that works. So let's assume that this would represent a complete 5-point Elliott wave. You'd then see another correction, okay? And the following bull trend, would not break the previous high. And the further negative that initial correction is, the worse it looks. But your next high is not going to break above. So that tells you that the bull trend is correcting, and you're entering the 3, I guess, ray cycle or wave cycle, whatever, of the full, I guess, 8-point Elliott wave cycle. All right. So be like to hear. And this would be actually like a pretty logical prediction, given that your 5th point in the wave is corresponding to the trend of peaks established by the 1st and 3rd point. And then, just to get really funky with it, your 2nd peak is going to correspond to the support turn pressure as the trend corrects. And then the end of your final is going to be right back down to here. This is a reasonable prediction for Byteball. Now, I would hope that, given how bullish the project is, that your corrections are not going to be as steep, and you're going to see action more like this here, where we remain bullish and we don't break below. Like, let's just draw like a horizontal line to represent what I'm talking about here. Right here, that this pressure when we break above it, we'll turn support. And so that's not unreasonable. All right. Zeb, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, definitely come back. I'm going to do a lot more videos where I'm looking at the charts and speculating. I'm one of those guys as well. So, but you know, I said that about Richard Hart because if you get in real tight here, right? You see that one day where you had that huge volume. If you get down to the 1 minute chart, and I looked at it when it happened, the bulk of that volume happened with one order. And then subsequently, the rest of the volume that day came from a few different orders. And that's a big mover and shaker. That's a whale moving in. And, you know, Richard Hart had this broadcast where he was asked, you know, what altcoins did he like? This was on December 15th. And he's like, Byteball. So I think it's entirely possible, man. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys coming over, tuning in after Fish's show. Kind of unprepared, just got my whole setup here, just started using Google Hangouts. So we'll be back tomorrow.